So Hunter x Hunter fans, I'm sure you guys are about to rejoice because we got some manga news for Hunter x Hunter. Now, to be honest with you, I'm at the point with Hunter x Hunter, right? Because as much as I love Hunter x Hunter, I love Hunter x Hunter. Let's be clear about it, right? I watched, of course, the entirety of the anime. I reviewed most of the anime. I own the entirety of the manga. I might be missing maybe the latest volume or something like that, but I own all of the manga, all of the anime I've watched, and I love Hunter x Hunter, but I'm definitely at the point where I'm over getting excited and jumping out of my chair and being, just crazily enthusiastic about Hunter x Hunter's return. That ship has sailed. That part of my fandom is over with, because let's be 100% honest, let's not lie to ourselves, let's not play games with ourselves. We know at the end of the day, even though it's back, it'll be gone in probably 10 to 15 weeks from now. So, give or take 3 months, more or less, whatever, it'll be gone, because at this point, it seems to be a regular thing with Yoshihiro Togashi and Hunter x Hunter, that he possibly, more than likely, what he does is he goes away, he writes as much as he can, enough to put out a volume or two, and then goes away again and does that. It's not that he's every single week trying to hand in a different chapter. It's more than likely like what they do with Akira Toriyama whenever he does one-shot manga. They pretty much say, hey, draw us something and, make something, and then he goes and hands in the completed thing, and then they release it on a weekly schedule. That's pretty much more than likely what happens with the creator of Hunter x Hunter, Yoshihiro Togashi. He pretty much writes about 10 to 15 chapters. It's always the same thing, and then he goes away again, and it's always leaving us left hanging. A lot of these chapters, they'll be awesome, especially like the one hiatus he returned from when he came back and he had the whole Crollo versus Hisoka fight, Hisoka hunting down the Phantom Troop. That was immaculate. But then it always leaves me again in this place of, wow, now we gotta wait again. Which Berserk fans, I'm sure you guys feel the same exact sentiment. Kentaro Miura does the same thing, which is another reason why I don't catch up with Berserk. I don't ever want to catch up with Berserk until it's finally over. And be honest with you, I'm not going to sit here on high quality writing, which nothing but respect and admiration. And this isn't anything, because I know at the very least with Yoshihiro Togashi, he does have serious medical issues, regardless of the fact, because people will flame that man. They see him taking a picture. He was just recently spotted with a Japanese rock band, and people were flaming him like, how dare you enjoy your life when you're supposed to be blah, blah, blah. No. The man is sick. Let him enjoy his life or whatever. So that's not against him. That's not against pretty much anyone. At this point, it's just a matter of realizing the situation and what it's going to be until the remainder of this series. And as Togashi says, either he's gonna go or the series is gonna go, one or the other, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to lie to myself and feel like, oh man, yeah, Hunter x Hunter is gonna keep going and whatnot. Even looking at the hiatus chart, let's take a quick look at the hiatus chart so we can see how consistent. And this manga's been running since what, like 98? You know what I'm saying? Like 20 years, something crazy, right? This manga's been running for a long time, but let's see the longest the man's been consistent. Now, looking at the chart, the manga started, of course, in 98. Started like quarter in, more or less. He missed 3 weeks, whatever. And then it wasn't until the following year where things got bad. And as you can possibly see throughout, it just kept getting worse. 2006, it was horrible. 2007 was horrible. It was just really bad. 2013 was horrific. Lately, the past couple of years or whatnot, not even the last couple years, I'd say the last year, he tried to come back a little bit more. I remember it was like he took a break, and then about 4 or 5 months after that, he came back again with more chapters. So possibly what it was that he wrote enough to have a nice little serialization, and he had some in the tuck, and then all he had to do was write a little bit more so that he could release again a few months after the fact. That's what I'm imagining. But it's just to the point, again, like with Berserk as well, these are two series that are very, very well written. These are two high quality series, and I don't want to be sitting there caught up and waiting for the next time these people come back. Again, especially with Togashi, he has legitimate reasons, his health. The creator of Berserk, he uses that for research purposes or whatnot. So they both have their reasons or whatever. I'm just not going to be sitting there on the fence waiting, wishing, and hoping anymore. It's been already, I want to say, about a year or two of hiatuses where I just be like, Nah, I'm gonna wait, especially with Hunter x Hunter. I am going to wait until the Dark Continent arc is completely over with before I jump in this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not doing it to myself anymore. For the people that do want to continue on, hey, that's why I make these videos, just to kind of give you guys a heads up. We all love Hunter x Hunter. There's no denying Hunter x Hunter is absolute greatness, one of the greatest shonen, all of that jazz. It's amazing, but why am I going to continuously, even though, again, you know, it's coming back, I believe it's coming back in the September 22nd issue of Shonen Jump, so probably a few days earlier, you know how the leaks happen or whatever, but more or less around the 20th of September, we're going to be getting the return of Hunter x Hunter. But again, it's a return, but it's always a short return. It's a few weeks, and then it gets you really, really excited. And I get, when it comes to manga that I love and anime that I love and that I really, really enjoy and stuff like that, I get very, very invested. Again, with Hunter x Hunter, when I caught up with the anime or whatever, I fell in love so much that I immediately went and bought almost every volume, well, it was every volume at the time, of the manga that was out. I bought, like, in one shot 30 something volumes. That's how much I was invested. I was like, yo, even though I just saw the anime, I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna read it all. And now Tagashi's returned, because at the time I thought, like, yo, the anime was so popular, everybody loved Hunter x Hunter, this was going to be the perfect time for Tagashi to come back and really just, you know, ultimately leave it be and truly be on a consistent basis. And that didn't happen. In fact, again, looking at that chart, he was the most consistent, was like 30 weeks, and if there's, you know, 52 weeks in a year, he's never even had a solid year of Hunter x Hunter. He's never had a solid 52 weeks of Hunter x Hunter, not even, you know, I mean, I guess 30 weeks is kind of close, but that's still, you know what I'm saying? And then in recent years, it's only gotten worse, and it's only gotten more horrible, the amount of hiatuses. Let's quickly read the press release before we continue. But yeah, Hunter x Hunter is coming back, but Yoshihiro Tagashi's Hunter x Hunter manga will resume in this year's 43rd issue of Shueisha's weekly Shonen Jump magazine on September 22nd. The series has been on hiatus since its 380th chapter debut in this year's 19th issue of the magazine on April 9th. The manga went on hiatus last September, and Tagashi announced at the time that he planned to resume the series before the end of the year. The manga then resumed in this year's 9th issue of Weekly Shonen Jump on January 29th. So they are aware that the fandom is getting annoyed with it. They're cognizant that, yo, at the end of the day, we're tired of waiting. Especially, this is supposed to be a weekly series. It gets exhausting. Don't get me wrong, I'm not pointing the finger at Tagashi anymore. I'm not pointing the finger at Jump, Shueisha. I'm not pointing it anymore, because the man is very, very sick. This is the best way to get it, and I'll give him kudos and points that at the very least he's trying to come back a little bit more frequently. He's coming back twice a year rather than just coming once a year. Pause. But you know, he's trying his best to keep it afloat, but at the end of the day, it's never going to be a true weekly series, which I've accepted that. And again, it's no fault, man's sick, what can you do, right? So for me personally, this is dope news in a way. Like, he's continuing, he's trying, but at the end of the day, I am going to sit back and wait until, and then that's going to be the greatest marathon in the world for me. I get to sit back and read chapters upon chapters of Hunter x Hunter, see what's happening in Dark Continent. That's going to be awesome. No disrespect to anybody that is really, really hyped and excited for this to come back and read it on a weekly basis. Shout out to y'all. I know y'all love y'all thing. Just for me, this ain't the way I like to rock with a series anymore. I can't do this. I can't do the whole waiting, you know, 6 months or a year for the next chapter. It's like, I can't rock with it. But kind of curious what you guys think about this. For starters, do you feel as though at the very least, Togashi and Shonen Jump and Shueisha are making an attempt to try and correct what has been done all of these years, as far as like, yo, this is hiatus city? Like, it seems as though they're trying to not make it so wide of a distance between chapters, because at the end of the day, people, especially we're in 2018, people's attention span is getting worse and worse. People are gonna eventually be like, I don't care no more. When it comes back one day after another 4, 5, 6 month hiatus, people are going to say, we don't care anymore. There's people that probably started with Hunter x Hunter and have long since even left out of the manga scene because it's been so ridiculous. And your overall thoughts and expectations, I'm sure it's going to be amazing chapters. I'm sure it's going to be lit as hell. Just for me, I'd rather sit back and wait to enjoy the show in a nice run rather than, you know, 10 chapters here, 10 chapters there, wait another, you know what I'm saying? That's just me. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Hit the bell to get all notifications. And if you want to follow all my other social media, links are in the description below. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life, boy. Bow. Have an awesome day. Hunter x Hunter returning again, baby, September 22nd.
Make a major move, laugh and let the haters lose. We don't give a fuck, virginity intact, cream stack. Paper rules, if you heard it, best believe that. But now it's whatever, one day I'll be your favorite, but never. No matter how you get it done, no matter